welcome to Living on the Ocean. I'm so excited today. We are painting. And do a little bit more work to the chain plate so we can paint that as well. And finally we can see the months of work was definitely worth it. We extended the stern of Trimaran Dawn because she wasn't steering the way she should be running down the waves. And we did this on the sandbank by making a foam shape in which we made steps, chain plates, rudder connections and a water tank. And in the last episode we prepared everything for painting. Using a high shine paint, a 2-pack polyurethane straight onto this material will show every dent that isn't faired out perfectly. And our square box that was used on the sandbank to catch all the dust is now being used to catch the drips of the paint and keep me afloat so I can paint next to the boat. And that's not always gonna be easy, because I have to hold on not to push myself away with one hand and to keep my balance in the waves that occur when other boats pass us. If you use the right roller for this paint and put the right amount of thinner in it, it gives a beautiful smooth surface, but only if you do it right. And the right way to do it is simply doing it very fast. Put the paint on in a square, roll it out a little bit. Well, in this case I'm making 2 squares, and then I roll it out sideways. And one time more after that, go lightly over it from the top to the bottom. Lightly, I said. But what you see me doing now, I'm not putting a lot of pressure, and I shouldn't touch it again. If you touch it again now, it's gonna look like the outside of an orange. Well, I can't touch it because you see the waves that come by. Perfect timing in this case. And you can also see the shine. You see me rolling a bit on the beginning where I wasn't able to make the nice squares where I started. It's not such a big problem if it isn't completely smooth. And if you observe very well when I come back a little bit later in this video, you can see where my roller has touched it twice, because there will be a little less shine, like there's something in the paint. You will see the shine coming behind me because this paint slowly is gonna get so smooth. And when I've done all of this side and I pull myself back on the rope, just keep your eyes open if you can see the spots in the shine where I touched it twice. I'm painting just above the waterline, as far as I dare to go, for the waves that may come up when the boats pass by, or the wind actually. But this paint dries so fast, that's also why I cannot go over it the second time, that I'm not too worried about it. I'm painting also underneath everything that we faired and sanded so nicely in the last episode. But we decided that it would look much better to make everything grey now and not leave one spot not done. And I think by the end of it, you will agree that that was a much better decision. The shine will still get a lot better the next time we're gonna paint it, but you can already see it come. For me the most important is that we can see that there's not much distortion in the shapes of the reflection, which means we did a good job fairing it all out. Now I'm painting it grey first, because all the dark spots will be made lighter and all the light spots will be made darker, and that gives a very even color for your next layer. If we would have just painted white, the darker spots will be a darker white and the white spots will be a lighter white. But all done, with already a shine that amazes me. But look very well now, you can see those little bit of rougher spots in the paint. Just touched it too much. But I'm being picky now, this is just the first time. this is the time where you also see the spots that still need a bit more filling to get that really nice finish. And that's why I'm starting with a high gloss paint. I can see exactly what more I have to do now. I'm on the other side now, painting as well. I would not show the whole process again, but the result we thought was absolutely fantastic. And we made a little shorts that has already come out and you might have seen it. And to paint the deck, we have to move the tent. So we moved the tent on the aft cabin. The deck isn't fed completely yet, but we've decided that it would be much better to get at least paint on it to protect everything from the UV light. And also the chain plates. And make the chain plates ready. For that I had to cut out this little bit in the middle, where actually the connections will come to. I had to put a bit of epoxy filler on there before I could paint, and I painted over it right after I filled it. The epoxy wasn't cured yet. Yes, that does give an okay connection. Done it many times before. It's only a bit difficult because you want to wipe away the filler. But on the end it's much better than leaving all the tiny little gaps. And now we have chain plates. I really love painting, and that's probably because the result is getting so nice with a good paint. As I already said, that's because the surface is well prepared. Once I did a huge ceiling in a very big boat, and there were lots of little edges and it was all prepared well, degreased well, cleaned well, all dust taken off, and I started to paint, but I could not get the paint I always used. So I used the paint from a company that's actually making very good anti-foulings, but they also made polyurethane 2-pack paint. Well, I believed I cried. It didn't want to flow. It looked like I stuck bits of orange peel on the ceiling. It didn't do what this paint do. Two different polyurethane paints don't give the same result. Make sure you get information from other people, recommendations of good polyurethane paint in your area. That's good for rolling. Some of them are good for spraying. Some are good for painting, for a brush. And follow the instructions very well. The companies know exactly what gives the best result. You can't get a good result, I say it again, without a good preparation or without a good roller. And then it's practice. I'm so happy I'm painting this deck because now we can sit on it, have coffee on it. It doesn't get dirty. Well, it gets dirty, but it's easy to clean. The sun doesn't destroy it anymore. And I can actually wait now for years before I continue working on this F-deck. And we can already see in the shine where we need to fare it out better. I quickly show you the coast because you will see that reflection coming in the paint as well as the masts of the boat for my neighbor. And you see a dent in the mast, and that's the shine that perfectly shows where there's something that needs to be fared out better in the future. That's why I like shining paint to start with. It shows what's necessary to be done and what not. Well, the next morning I made those pictures for you and we put a hatch in place. But before I took those pictures, I was already there before the sun came up. The colors of dawn and twilight I love. The reflections, it's like it's playing with the shapes, and I can't wait to see how it reflects on the round curves that we made in this new transom of Trimaran Dawn. The kind of soft tints of light in the dawn before the sun gives real shadows gives such a fantastic result to so many months of hard work. It makes me emotional seeing what we worked for the first time. I'm stunned. This is above what I was expecting myself. And now I'm waiting for the sun to bring shadows on it. But we have to wait a little bit longer, because the sun isn't really yet over that hill. It's shining at the highest spots in the distance already. But Trimaran Dawn has to wait a little bit longer in this beautiful mystical light. This is where I was waiting for, the first rays of sunlight. Almost horizontal, hitting the new curves of the transom from Trimaran Dawn. It's gonna be the first time that the shadows find their way around the curves of the extended transom of Trimaran Dawn. I'm just gonna be quiet and observe. We are so happy with what we see, and we really hope to hear your responses in the comments, because this is really so nice to dream out something, to work on it, and to see it come to life. And now it's finally time to continue the rudder. That rudder where it all started with, that we didn't want to build on the old transom and then later have to change it again. We can now start putting the rudder behind Trimaran Dawn and start a new sailing adventure very soon. We want to thank all of you that support us and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to follow our adventures and are not yet a subscriber, you can click the round button in the down left hand corner. In the top left is a playlist of all the building episodes from Trimaran Dawn and this extension. And on the right hand side are our sailing videos from Trimaran Twilight and Trimaran Dawn. We hope to see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.